I thought these might be about ready to dig. You see my vines are getting all spindly and brown, and I don't have any flowers anymore, showing that it's getting nutrients or vitamins to the top leaves. So I started digging, and look, here they come, folks. So you want to keep an eye on your potatoes. When they start getting dry and spindly and laying over, it's time to dig those. There's another one, potatoes. There's another one. I'm surprised I'm getting as many as I am, because I had a little gopher friend dig a little tunnel under my taters. But it looks like I'm still going to get quite a bit. So never give up, folks. Keep digging. I cannot believe it's this hot out. And I'm getting ready for winter. It's craziness. I tell you, it's craziness. Our potatoes are really good. Potatoes, they are drying out. There are no new flowers or signs of new life coming on the plant. They're getting stringy and rooty, and so that's how you know when they're ready to start harvesting. Also too, on this one in particular, you can just take your hand and feel around, and you can see if there are potatoes ready. Then you know it's ready to harvest. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me again today here at Re-Ritten Vintage Homestead. I'm sorry about the glare that you may be seeing today. It's very sunny and hot here today in the Midwest, and the sun is beating in on my home here. I've tried all kinds of different things, and I just don't have the fancy equipment, so I can't get rid of the glare, but we're going to endeavor to persevere. I am so glad that last night I went in and brought in some harvest. It was nice and cool, a little bit of a breeze. And so today here where I live, it's about 100 degrees, and the heat index was supposed to be 105, and right now it's 108. So Marshall and I, and I'm babysitting his brother Reggie today. We're all here in the air conditioning. We've got a lot of work to do. So in honor of Johnny Paycheck and the Little Red Hen, I'm wearing my Take This Job and Shove It t-shirt. But I don't mean it, because this stuff is fun for me. Let me show you what all I hauled in last night. So my potatoes, look at this. They're humongous. So many of them are just whoppers. So they did really well. I'm really happy with that. I have a whole bunch of them here I have to tend to. Now, the earlier that you dig your potatoes, the smaller they will be. So I do have quite a few new potatoes here that I'm going to use in green beans. And the bigger ones I'm going to use in a recipe today, and I'll take you along with me for that one. I have all kinds of tomatoes. I've already canned tomato sauce and salsa, and I have frozen my spaghetti sauce. So out of this batch, I need to make tomato juice for the freezer. I'm kind of scared of pressure canning. So if I can't hot water bath it, I usually freeze it. I got some green peppers I'm going to use in recipes today. I also got some cucumbers. Not real happy with my cucumbers this year. I don't know if it's because they got so hot. I didn't water them enough. They didn't get enough rain. Although we did have a couple weeks where that's all it did was rain. But I'm going to make some cucumbers and onions out of this. And I got some jalapenos. and some cherry tomatoes. I'm going to make a salad out of those. I got another little bit of green beans. I'm not going to use these right away because tonight when it cools off, I have another whole row I have to go through yet. I can't tell you how much sweet corn and how many bags of green beans I've done so far for the freezer, but it'll get us through this winter. And then I have a nice big bowl here of these carrots that I harvested. Now, these are a funny little group. This year I planted the baby Danvers carrot, and they're a miniature Danvers carrot, which typically gets maybe 7 inches long. But these are they're all different. Yeah, they're all different in size, they're all different in shape, but they're a nice big fat carrot. So I'm going to use those today. I need to do something with those, and I'm going to keep my greens here. I've washed them up real nice. I'm going to chop them up, put those in a salad for this evening. And while I was out in the garden, I also grabbed my garden stakes that I no longer needed, and I brought those in and washed those real well. I got these at the dollar store, and I got a whole bunch of them. I'm not just going to throw them away. They're nice and sturdy. So I think I'm going to maybe this winter when I'm bored, paint these up, decorate them up for next year. So as you can see, I'm going to be busy for a while today. I'm going to take you along as this little red hen works on her potatoes. So I've peeled and diced my potatoes. Now what you want to do to keep them from turning brown is put them in ice water until you're ready to use them. I've chopped up some onions. I chopped up some green peppers. You can use any kind you want. And I also cut some for French fries for the freezer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with my diced potatoes. I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to put them into boiling water for only like 3 minutes. I'm just going to parboil them to help them keep their shape and keep their color. Then I'm going to put them back in ice water to stop the cooking process, and then I will dry them and we'll go from there. So I've got my French fries. They've been parboiled for about 2 minutes, dipped in ice water, and now they're draining on a towel for just a few. I've already done all of that with my diced potatoes. So now I'm going to put those in the freezer and flash freeze them for just about 30 minutes so that when I take them out of the bag, they won't be all clumped together. They'll be just like the ones that you get at the store. So my potatoes are out of the freezer and they're all individually frozen so they won't come out in clumps when it comes time to fry them or bake them. So what I'm going to do is in my freezer bag here, I'm going to put enough for one breakfast, one dinner for my husband and I. You guys can make these as small or as big as you would like. My husband's been trying to cut back on the potatoes and sugar, so I don't want to make them too big of a serving, so that looks pretty good. And to that, I'm going to add just as much green pepper as you want, or as you usually would when you fry potatoes, or you have potatoes O'Brien. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of onion, however much you guys like is good. To that, I'm going to go ahead and add my salt and pepper so I don't have to worry about it when the time comes. And I think I will do a teaspoon of each in each bag. So there's about 2 cups of potatoes in this bag. There's my pepper. There's my salt. And then to each bag, I'm going to add probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of any kind of oil that you like. So I'm just using vegetable oil today. And you can mix this all in a bowl first if you want to, and then put it in the bags. But I find with the oil, it's just kind of easier doing it this way. So then after I take these out of the freezer for a meal, I'm just going to put them in my skillet, frozen, fry it up that way. Add some, I might fry some bacon first, or just add some Crisco. Now that I have it like this, I'm going to just mix it up. I don't want to squish it because I don't want to squish my potatoes. But I'm going to mix it up good. Now you guys don't forget, when it comes time to make a meal out of this, you can use hot dogs, you can use hamburger, you can use sausage, you can use bacon, you can use Spam, our favorite, ham, pork chops. This meal is good for anything. You don't have to fry it. You can put it in the oven at about 425 for about 45 minutes and turn it once throughout that cooking time. Okay, so now I have everything fairly coated, and I want to squeeze the air out to the best of my ability. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze once, and then I'm going to lay this flat and shimmy it just a bit. There we go. And I'm going to push the air out again. Push it down a little so nothing's in the way of my seal. And I'm going to put this flat, just like it is with the others, on a cookie sheet so that it freezes flat and takes up less space in my freezer. I'm going to do the same thing with my French fries. I'm going to take my French fries, put them in the bag, burp out the air, push it flat, put it on a cookie sheet, and overnight I'll just let it set, and then tomorrow they're ready to go, nice and flat in my freezer.